Hey there folks, welcome back to the spiffing McGrory Let's Game It Out. I'm going to show you guys how to get the best start in RLS. The best start. Now I'm usually not into gaming the system and min-maxing and all that sort of stuff, but I see it in the Discord every day. So to end all arguments, I'm going to show you guys the best start, okay? Thank me later on. So I'm going to show you guys my settings. I'm not going to run through them or anything. But this is going to involve drifting, but not difficult drifting, okay? These settings will help you out, okay? And I'll run you through what I mean, but do not be scared by the idea of drifting. I promise it's easy, right? I promise. So, going to start a new profile. Here we go. What we're going to call it? We're going to call it Best Start. The fresh start is actually my season 11. I haven't played it in almost 2 weeks. I need to get back into it, guys. So we're turning off tutorial. We're not doing hardcore. We're just doing best start. Right, let's let this load. Alright guys, we are in, and I must admit as well, well, it's not about admitting really, but I am on version, Overhaul version 2.4.2.2, and I've got the Collection 4.0, but all we're going to do, we're going to get ourselves a nice big loan over 1 hour, right, only 1 hour. We're going to come into the dealerships, and we're going to buy something rear wheel drive. Now, I recommend an old Moonhawk, right? Because they're so easy to slide. They're, you know, it's just no bother at all. So let's see if we can find an old Moonhawk. It doesn't need to be powerful, doesn't need to be cool. I did it in 150 horsepower convertible Moonhawk. So trust me, you do not need to spend big money here. Let's just see. There's a hot rod Moonhawk with 600. Do you know what? I think that would actually be harder because it's... Oh, now that's what we're looking for. As long as you can afford it, the price that you pay for it doesn't matter. And I'll explain soon. You're going to make so much money that if you blow an extra 10k buying the vehicle than you would maybe like to spend on it, you're not missing out. Trust me, you're fine. Any more Moonhawks? No. Okay, that's the only one, so that's the one we're going to get, right? We're going to go... If we just do that, it'll set us back to the first page. We're going to grab that Moonhawk. Where is it? Do you know what? Moonhawk. Oh wait, there's actually loads. How did I miss all of these? There's 157 horsepower convertible Moonhawk. That might just be how we do this. Yep, sounds good to me. We're buying it. And there we go, we'll retrieve it. We get to see our beautiful Moonhawk. It was blue in the pictures and now it's red. Sure, okay. So, let's get in. We have 158 horsepower. Nice V8. Okay, we'll take it. But we are going to make a couple of changes, okay? Nothing too crazy. We're going to come into part customization. And we're going to search steering. And we're going to buy the drift steering, and we're going to go to radiator, and we're going to do pro performance drag radiator, and then we're going to do in fact I can't remember what I need to search for this. We'll do engine, nitrous, race tab injection, and we'll just do E85. We don't want to stress this block too much. This is going to be a little bit more powerful than the last car I did this with, but you know, that's not a bad thing. So we're going to come in, we're going to drop our Ackerman down, maybe around there. We're going to do full negative camber, full caster. We're going to then max out the tire pressures and max out the tire offset. Okay, excellent. So now we get in it and live wheel data will show up, and that's at negative 0.7 degrees. That's about right on the toe. That's about right. You don't want anything too crazy. So we're going to purchase that. And here we go. We have 200 horsepower. Oh, no, this is an auto. We need to switch that out. We don't need anything special. Let's do transmission. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, I'm now opening World Editor. I pressed too many buttons. Okay. Transmission. Manual transmission. 4-speed will do nicely. Do you know what? We can afford the 5-speed sport. Let's do it. And then we're going to do ratio. Nope. We're going to do final drive. There we go. We're going to set it to a 410. So that was drift suspension, manual gearbox, radiator, E85, and final drive. Okay? So like 5-6 changes. Oh, one more. Open diff. We need to weld that. We're going to weld it. Right? Okay, so what we're going to find here, right, is we're just going to weld it, nice and cheap. What we're going to find here is that we're left with over 10 grand, just over. So that covers our first 2 loan payments. Now we're going to get charged 5 grand every 5 minutes. For our loans. So we need to make sure that we make more than 5 grand every 5 minutes. And trust me, that's not going to be hard in this thing, okay? So, I will meet you guys up at the race paddock. I will catch you guys up there. Alright guys, here we are up at the Hot Lap Drift Ring. I can't remember if that's actually what it's called. But, yeah, top tip, do not try and drift your way here. Try and drift normally. You don't want to break the car. You don't want to crash it. You don't want to ruin all your tyre wear, because that's going to be a very crucial thing. But we are going to set up here parking lot drift. That's what this is called. But we're going to call it the hot lap drift thing. So, you're going to do most of this in second gear. Later on, when the tyres get wrecked, you're going to drop it into third. But for now, we're just going to launch it in second. And we're going to do some clutch kicks to keep it going. Now, I'm not on wheel. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just on an Xbox controller. And we're just going to drift around this crappy little parking lot. Now, the first few laps, when the tyres still have some grip, the car's going to feel like you really need to be aggressive to get it sideways, right? That's okay. Be aggressive. Keep it sideways. Later on, when the tyres start to get really hot and worn down, it's going to be a lot easier, okay? And it's just going to be a case of chilling out, getting into the zone here. You're not trying to hold crazy angle. You're not trying to do anything silly. What you want is consistency. Get comfortable. Don't try and get too close to this wall. You know, you can try and do it if you feel comfortable, but you'll ruin your whole thing if you hit it, right? What you want to do is just keep drifting. You'll see that was $2,300 and we've barely even got a multiplier going. So you're just going to keep on drifting. It's going to take about 15-20 minutes of drifting to get to where you need to be. I am effectively, other than when I'm on the handbrake, right, so I'm going to handbrake here to extend the drift out, and then I'm a clutch kick when I come off the handbrake, and then I am just keeping the foot hard down, completely hard down. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to put on the input telemetry so that you guys can see exactly how easy this is. No, that's not what I want. Where's the thing? Do I not have the mod installed? For input telemetry. Do you know what? We'll just do a combination. We'll do that down here, and then we'll do steering, right there. And we will continue on with our drifting. Okay, so you can see, right, green lines are my throttle. I am just full throttle, and I'm very lightly putting in. So actually, what's interesting is that steering wheel is showing you the assist, right? See when it's sitting absolutely perfectly in one spot? That's the assist that I showed you at the start. When it's darting left and right, that's me putting full input. So there we go, I'm putting full input now, then I'm letting go. Right? But you can see that because we're on such low power, we are not destroying our tires very fast. You know, we're taking our time going through our tires. They are also extremely heavy duty tires. They're like the bias ply tires, so they've got no grip, but they last forever anyway. And because it's not crazy power, we're not having to feather the throttle, we're not having to do anything crazy. You can see the blue lines are my clutch kicks. It's literally just if you start to feel the car trying to grip up or drop revs, then you give it a little clutch kick to wake it back up. But yeah, it's as easy as it gets, and it's just super chill. We're just hanging out, we're just drifting for half an hour, and effectively what we're going to see is that multiplier per lap is going to climb, and we're going to make 8, 9, 10 grand a lap. Yeah, the money is phenomenal, so we're just going to stick at it until we're making crazy money. There's 4.5. God, it's just so easy to slide this thing. It's awesome. And it looks good. You know, convertible Moonhawk. Hell yeah, I want that. See, so we started to grip up there, so I'm going to hit the handbrake and our clutch kick to get it sideways again. It's not hard. Little bit of practice. And if you're not a drifter, if you're not comfortable going sideways, if you do this challenge, by the end of it, you will be very comfortable going sideways. Simple as that. Practice makes perfect, and this is excellent practice. Ooh, wall tap. So now we're starting to see the tires get really burnt down. This is where we have to start being slightly less aggressive with it. We have to watch our speed because we're not going to slow down as easily. And we're not going to be able to push away from the walls as easily. So it's more about just sheer consistency when you get down to this point. Again, not trying to be too aggressive, not trying to get proximity to the walls. There you go, nice shallow line away from the wall, but perfectly comfortable. No drama, no problems. A little bit of handbrake on transition to slow down the transition. There we go, look at this. So easy, so easy. 6 grand that lap. 6 grand. And because the engine's so under stressed, it'll do this all day long. The tires are going to pop before the engine struggles. Yeah, it's just, that's your limiting factor is the tires. And I know it's going to be tempting to go and get yourself a Bastion with 800 horsepower. Problem with that is it'll run through its tires in 5 minutes, and you're going to need to be very, very careful with the throttle. It's going to be hard to drift. It's going to be too fast. It's not actually going to be better than this. This is going to do more laps, more consistently, more easily. Don't overthink it. Do not go getting yourself a BX with 1000 horsepower and drift gear suspension. It's pointless. Absolutely pointless. Get yourself a big American land yacht on bias ply tires with low horsepower. You can just keep the throttle nailed, sliding for as long as you want until the tires burst. It's great. Alright, so we're now down at 11% on one of the rear tires. So we're going to see what we're getting per lap, 10. And then we're going to check our total, right? This is the exciting part. The total amount earned in the time that I have been drifting. Which has literally been... I started recording 27 minutes ago. So I probably bought this car 20 minutes ago. Something like that. Then I had to drive up here, taking it really easy so I didn't destroy it. But yeah, generally speaking, this has been about you know, 15-16 minutes of drifting. Round and round and round. Really chill, super fun. Learning a new skill. And what have we got? What have we got? There we go. $12,000 per lap. I have $157,000. And if I bring up, I might need to unpause the game to bring it up. Yep, I do. Why isn't the phone coming up? What's going on? Has it unbound itself? Nope, still there. There we go. Don't know why it wasn't working. We hit loans. We've got 33 left to pay off. Now, I don't like paying it off from in here because there's always a little bit left over. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to Chinatown. And we're going to come into loans and we're going to hit max. We're going to repay. Boom, we're done. Right, we've paid off the loan. We have, how much money have we got? 122,000 plus whatever we've got for sale in here, $1,600, and we've got 33.5. You know, if we get a good sale, that could be 35 grand. So 150 grand in 15 minutes. With the loan fully paid off, and all is good in the world. I did come up with another idea though. What if we used the rally track? Now for that, I would like to buy a more appropriate car. So again, we're going to have a $60,000 budget because that's what you get. That's what you get from the loans. So we're just going to search for nothing and find something all-wheel drive. That's going to make it a bit faster around the courses. Let's use the new filtering system. Let's see how that goes, right? So we'll reset back to first page. We'll hit our filters. Vehicle type. Ah, okay. That's not how that works. Can we do custom? Yep, that's what we want. Weight. Transmission, fuel type, there we go. All-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. So we'll add four-wheel drive and we'll add all-wheel drive. There we go. So let's see what we get. Oh, a Bastion 3.5 all-wheel drive. That's quite good, isn't it? That's a really good deal. 5.7 all-wheel drive. Ooh. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the 5.7. Why not? We'll take a taxi for it. Okay. Nice color, nice interior. Purchase info. Purchased. And do you know what? Let's hit it as it is because we're right next to the rally course. Let's just run it as it is, see how it goes. It's already got reasonably soft suspension. Obviously, we're on not ideal tyres. I don't know if it's potentially going to overheat, but this is all a learning curve because I've not done this one yet. Okay. Let's line up. go. So what I would say is I think there's more potential for crashing on this one. You're doing much higher speeds. You can hit the inside wall, the outside wall. You could spin out in general. So I don't think it's quite as safe of a money technique as my technique. I'm going to switch it into manual because it's taken a while to shift. So if we can get ahead of the game and get it shifted down manually, maybe better. Okay. So what I would immediately say is that's a hell of a lot worse of a reward, and I'm putting in way more effort. You know, I'm having to change gears, I'm having to brake, I'm having to deal with understeer, oversteer, the drifting. It was like 3 buttons. I didn't need to change gear once. I just left it in second. Yeah, so I guess that kind of answers it. That's 230 bucks, even with a massive multiplier, is not gonna make us crazy money. So there you go, guys. That's the answer. Do some drifting. But yeah, you guys are always looking for money methods and best starts. There you go. You're welcome. Catch you all later. Have a nice day. Bye, guys.